All right, I'm recording. All right, please pay attention as much as you can. I'm going to show you very quickly how to do a basic typographic logo. This is not anything fancy. This is like basic stuff. All right. I'll start off with my Illustrator file. I already scanned my sketches that I showed you guys earlier, right? You can kind of see some of the stuff I did with yesterday's junior class. All right. Don't tell me you can't do this, right? And I know some of you guys have better drawing skills, sketch skills than others. That doesn't really matter. What did I tell you? You guys can trace stuff. Tracing is not cheating in graphic design, right? Or in a lot of forms of art. Anybody here paint? Okay. Don't tell me you've never projected a sketch or sketched onto the canvas. Even the masters, right? Like Michelangelo, if you ever seen how when they restore those old paintings and stuff, and they use gamma rays and X-rays to see, sometimes there's an underdrawing. Most of the time, there's an underdrawing, right? Oh, you could use a grid system. Yeah, there's not cheating. Those are tools that artists have used for centuries, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you get something off the internet and you print out the picture and you trace it and then you put your copyright and say, I made this, well, then there's some issues, right, with that. Okay. But a lot of people think, oh, if I'm a true artist, I have to draw like somebody's face perfectly. That's not necessarily true, right? There's all types of art. Now there's portraiture, right? Can you get better at drawing humans and anatomy and all that stuff? Yes, of course, right? Can you get better at drawing anime and making the figures look more realistic? Sure, yeah, there's all that kind of stuff. Can you use 3D software like Tony in animation, right? To get stuff to look very realistic? Of course, right? All right, so I'm gonna do this sideways. And again, this is just one approach. I want everyone to understand this is one approach, right? But this is one of the approaches I did. Did I start with a computer? No, right? I'm starting with my sketches. Check this out. And I've shown you guys some of these processes before, right? Like doing some image tracing and stuff. You'll see what I mean. But I like to use them as a guide. All right, everybody watching? Yes? Yeah. No? All right, let's do my layers. This is how I use Illustrator to help me out with this. I'm going to call this placed image. Guess what I'm going to put there? Anybody? Yeah, the scan that I just did. How about text? Fonts. Right? No? Yes? What else was I going to use? Here, let me check. I forgot. Let me tell you. Oh, that's a business card. Sorry. File. Oh, script samples. No, I don't need that one on this one. Okay. Let me close that. Let me close that for now. Okay, so I've got a blank area here. I'm going to go to placed image. Shift command what to place something? Anybody? Shift command what? Shift command P to place. All right. Here's my sketch I just did today. I'm going to place that, right? I'll rotate it. Okay. So I just brought my sketch into Illustrator. Okay. I'm going to lock that. Also, could I go to Photoshop and open, check this out. Could I open that sketch I just did? Right? And I've shown you guys early on when we did our first sticker, some of you guys that decided to choose to use one of your actual drawings. Yes, everyone remember? Oh, right? This is that same technique, right? I'm going to go here. I'm going to edit. I'm going to rotate. Image rotation. I'm going to go 90 counterclockwise and make it face the right way, right? And what was the first thing I showed you guys? We go to our layers, double click that, Command J. And in this case, I'm going to make it grayscale, right? I used nothing but don't merge. I used nothing but a black ballpoint pen right now when I drew this, but you know how some ballpoint pens, they are kind of purpley, right? The ink. So by doing this, I made it pure grayscale, right? It's pure black, white, gray, right? Everybody remember this? And if I do convert it to grayscale mode, grayscale, right? Now I do Command L, just like when we've done and converted our drawings, and I get this cool, nice, dark drawing, right? This is going to be a separate save. Save as. I'm going to call this one just grayscale sun scan, right? And I always tell you guys, please don't be like Novo and make folders, organize your stuff, name your stuff, right? And I did this folder the other class. I made a folder called business card, right? Put everything in one place, all right? Again, I know that I told you guys that cost me a lot of time and money in the past, right? Not being organized. If you're an organized person, good for you. If you're not, you got to work on it. Okay, I'm just telling you the truth, right? I don't know how much of my life in my professional work was wasted because I didn't do stuff neatly and organized. I really did. That's not a lie. Okay, don't do that because it can cost you a lot of time. All right, and check it out. I'm gonna place that one, and you're gonna see the difference in Illustrator. Shift Command P. Why is it not working? Hold on. Oh, it's still saving that. Sorry. Go back to Illustrator. How come I can't find it? File. That's weird. It won't let me place. Oh, I'm on a lock layer. Duh. There it is. I was on a lock layer. Go to my business card. There it is. There's my scan I just did. And look at the difference. You can see it even up on the screen. Yes? Everybody look. Right? So this one, guess what? Can I do some image tracing? And I'm going to do that now. You guys should know how to do this. Here's my image trace window, right? And I'm going to go here. I'm going to go, let's try a high fidelity photo first. That'll give you the most detail, right? Illustrator is trying its best. I'm going to finish this right at break time, I think, hopefully. And I'll also post the other video from the other class and then vice versa. All right. So there's my image trace. In this case, I'm going to tell it to get rid of the white. So I might have to choose. You okay? Yeah. All right. Pay attention. Oh, that's pretty good there. Okay. So I'm going to say ignore white. I want to let me ignore white. Hold on. Oh, I had to customize it. Sorry. Here on colors, you have to move that. I forgot. I don't want it to include the white, even though you could, and then you can just, select it with the direct select arrow, right? Why is it not letting me? How about black and white? That's weird. It usually lets me choose ignore white. Is it because it's a PSD? I don't understand. Let's see. Hold on. There's got to be a reason. Tracing result, black and white. It's very weird. Oh, there it is. All right. I had to select black and white. Ah, there it is. See? So it ignores the white there. I had to choose black and white under mode. That's weird. I don't remember doing that. I'm losing a lot of detail. Go back to grayscale. All right, give it a second. All right, but everybody's familiar with this technique, right? The image tracing. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's weird. There's a little bit of white in there. Actually, that's fine. Get one last one. Give me a little more detail. I think I might just leave the white because it's not doing good. One last one. Sorry. I thought image tracing was going to do better. Maybe I'm clicking something wrong. I've only done this a million times. All right, that's better. Almost done. All right, I'm gonna go with that. Okay. Now remember, when you do image tracing, is it vector yet? If I do Command Y, can you guys see any vector shapes that I can manipulate? Huh? Anybody? Command Y? Do I see any vector shapes? No, right? So don't forget the ultimate last part. There's two parts to an image tracing, right? Is to do the expand. If you don't do expand, it does not make, now it's vector. Now I can edit it. Now I can come in here, right? I could come in here with a direct select arrow and click just on the white and delete it, right? And have all these little artifacts left. But now I have stuff that I can mess with. Yeah, there's a little bit of hollow in there. You can zoom in and delete some of that stuff, right? Again, could I use some of this? Sure, right? Could I select some of this stuff and ungroup it? Ungroup. And you keep doing ungroup until it won't let you ungroup anymore. There it is, right? So now these are separate things. Like I could zoom in on this little B that I drew here. Everybody watching? Right? Could I select that B and group it? Now all these little parts, right? And can I bring it over here and make a copy? Can I manipulate this? Is it still a B? What do you guys think? Anybody? Yeah. Could I come in here now and select the black color and change the color to a yellow? Of course I could, right? That is the cool thing about manipulating your drawings or sketches, right? Let me flip this around. And I'm using the eyedropper. So now I got like a blue bee, right? Don't forget the original stuff we learned last semester with Illustrator. Can I do some cool option rotate stuff and start changing this, right? And manipulating it, right? Can I throw this into Photoshop and do some cool, so here's Photoshop, right? Yes, no, anybody? Can I throw this into Photoshop, right? Oh, that's a low res, sorry. 367 pixels. All right. Remember, always 300 pixels per inch is high res. There we go. And what if I do this? What if I do just a layer style in Photoshop, right? So I go to my layers. Again, I'm just showing you how you can go back and forth, right? There's my layer style. I can just do this, double click. I could do an emboss very quick. I could do a stroke. I could do drop shadow. You know, it's because the background isn't big enough. Hold on. Let's do inches. Sorry, my bad. Paste. Ah, there we go. That's what I meant to do. And just layer style. You can do inner bevel. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So right away, I just went from my sketch, right? From my sketch to an image trace to Photoshop, right? So don't tell me you can't do this stuff, right? You just got to want to. Here's a nice little drop shadow. You get it, right? You understand. Anyway, so yeah, don't be afraid to go back and forth Photoshop and Illustrator. Okay, so what I'm going to get to here is let's do some typography here. So I'm going to go to text fonts layer, and I can use these as a guide, right? Let's choose a nice font. About 6 minutes before break. And I type the word black, right? Command T is our character palette. And I'm going to look through some of these. I'm going to use Papyrus. No objections? I'm messing with you. Oh, I like this one. Cooper Black. Yeah. So check this out. Everybody watching? What's the first thing I can do with some typography? Anybody? What can I do to make this different from just using a straight font? Anybody? Not just that. Watch this. Everybody watching? I'm going to outline it. Shift Command what to outline a font in Illustrator? Shift Command what to outline? Outline. Shift Command O. Thank you, Otto. Check it out. I'm going to ungroup it. Everybody watching? The first things you can do to manipulate type is, what if I scaled the first letter, the first character, and the last character a little bit bigger? Everybody watching? Right? Command R, rulers. We create a baseline guide. Everybody see the guide? Right? That's the first thing you can do to manipulate a font and its individual characters, to manipulate something and change it, right? Using just a straight font is boring. You're a graphic designer, you're a young graphic designer, you're a young creative person. Don't just say, oh, I like this font, and you put it on there and you type the word. No, play around with it, right? Look how simple that was. Was that simple to just scale the first two letters? The first and last, I'm sorry. Yes? Yeah. And guess what? Could I do another version where I make them even bigger and scale them out and do another baseline guide? Sure. Right? And we have the computer to help us do this. The computer is a tool. Illustrator is a tool. Which one is better? I don't know. I'm playing around with this. What if right away I type the other word, soul or sun? Right? Yes? Anybody? No? All right, check this out. What if I choose another font? Command T. Or I go to the internet right now after break. I'll go to the internet and find you another font. I'm going to use this one, the knockoff Star Wars one, even though some people don't like Star Wars. Ha ha ha. Hee hee. All right. I make a quick copy. Shift Command O. Right? Everybody see it? Yes? Check this out. Just by doing this. I'm going to space these out. I'm going to use my tracking. That's this one that shows the letters in between right here. This is not stretching. This is giving it space in between. Get it? Space? Star Wars? No? Anybody? Haha. All right. So that one, I'm going to outline it. Shift Command O. I'll bring this one. I didn't like that one. Okay. Everybody watching? Now watch this. Everybody say, no, that doesn't make sense. But now I start doing this. Is that still readable? Is that working for us? What do you guys think? Anybody? Yeah. How quick and easy was that, right? But I had to play around with the type and the characters, right? And make some space, right? I could now go from this. I have two fonts that are complementing each other there. They're two separate fonts. What if I did this? And don't forget, we can use simple shapes like a rectangle, right? This is what we call using bars, right? Separators. Technically, they're called separators. What if I did that? And I went here, right? And I scale this guy up a little bit and I create another baseline right here. Check this out. And I just start making variations. And now this guy's, I ungroup them and I space these out. And what if this N is closer over here? And the S starts here. And the U is in the center. Yes? No? Anybody? All right. See how easy it is to get started and kind of come up some. We want something simple like this, right? And then we got 1 minute before break. What is the A shape? Anybody? What's a basic shape? Polygon. Yes, it's a triangle. I click there. I type 3. Everybody looking? I got a triangle. I'll get rid of this guy. And some people's like, oh, I don't think you should do that. No, but why not? I'm trying. I want to see what happens, right? It may not work. It may work. Is it still readable? Is it still readable? Yes, we understand. And I'll even go a step further. You guys watching? Check this out. Everybody watching? What if I get a circle? What if I draw a circle here in front? What if I do a Pathfinder? Pathfinder. Oh, yeah, it's starting to look like the Masons or something, right? Pathfinder minus front. Okay, you know what? That's pretty cool. Right? So you just got to keep going. I just started with a few sketches, right? I use them as reference, and I'm going to come back after break for a little bit. I ran out of time. Let's pause this. All right. So everybody listening? All right. So you saw that I just kind of went through this real quick, right? Started doing basic stuff. Everybody's capable of doing this. Don't tell me you cannot do this, right? I didn't even go and download fonts. You guys that know how to download fonts, everybody should know how to download fonts, right? So very quick, I came up with what we call a basic typographic logo. I'm going to come back over here. Now, I think I showed you guys earlier. I am going to give you guys this business card file template. Yeah, that was from my sketch. Yeah, and all I did was image trace it. All I did was image trace it and put little googly eyes. I will post that video as well. Yeah. You're really good. If you make that, please figure it out. Okay, maybe we will. All right. So here's the other one. Open. I'm going to give you guys this file. Now, this is very important. So this is the one I did with that one, right? This is 3.5 by 2. Now, I'm going to give you guys this template, and I want you to use these this size font. You can change these fonts. Now, remember, this is a business card. You're actually giving it to somebody. They're holding it in their hand, right? I think I have some samples of my CCTE one, right? Look at the font size. This is very important. For this assignment, for this project, I want you guys to use the normal size fonts. Now, you can change these up, but remember, as young designers, as young creative people, just because you say, oh, I like that font, right? There are some fonts that are what we call display fonts. Some are reading fonts. When you do something this small, this is 7 points. It's very hard to understand what size this is, right? And we're going to be printing some of these samples on our printer here in class so you see the actual font size. Typically, this information, you don't want it any bigger than 10. Let me show you the example here, right? I'm going to give you this template so you have no excuse not to kind of follow it. And these are just some basic rules, right? If you made this 10 points, look at the difference. Whoops. Look at the difference between 10 points and 7 points. Big difference, right? Now, this is a very easy to read thin font, right? That was built into my Illustrator. Now, the reason, everybody should listen to this. The reason that we keep these small is we want to have a lot of space on our business card for the logo or typographic logo, right? Okay. Notice how if I take this off, oops, if I take this off, we still have a lot of space. Remember we talked about last class, designing a business card is like rearranging the furniture in a room, right? Or your room, right? You want the name and the typographic logo, or if later on we develop a better logo, to be the star, right? To be the important part of the business card, right? Yes, the information is important, but I already saw other juniors, they were doing sketches like this. Check this out. And they had all the info all over the place, right? And yeah, they arranged it like this, like symmetrically, but that is not what we want. Don't do that. We want to keep it very, some people say, that's boring, mister. Again, we're trying to do a traditional business card, right? The information should be very clear, right? It should say who it is, right? I gave you guys that information. I'm gonna give you this template, all right? So that there's no mistake, okay? Obviously, you're gonna change up this information. Can you change it to fonts? Sure, but check this out. What if I did this and I choose a very bold font like Arial Black, which is a, just look at that, same font size. Everybody looking? Please look. Everybody looking? Look at how much more space it takes up because it's a big, bold font. You don't need that in a business card, right? This is what we call a display font. This is good for big signs that we're going to do or a big banner when you want somebody to understand something very quickly as they're walking by, all right? A business card is very personal, right? You're going to give it to someone, even if somebody has not good vision, like an older person. Guess what? They can get the card and move it up to their face where their glasses focus and they can read it, right? A business card is very different from other graphic design things that you create. Okay, everybody got that? All right, so check this out. Let's go back over here. And I'm gonna go here. And I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna use this little sun that I did. It's not the best image trace. Maybe I'll use a drawing. I kind of like this one. Watch this. So this is just a placed image, right? And I go to my things. And what if I want just the sun? I want nothing else. What do I do here? What do you guys think? Huh? How do I isolate this? It's not image trace or anything. What do I do? Okay, but this is Illustrator, not Photoshop. Yeah. Guess what? Do I know how to draw a shape? Everybody watching? Check this out. Look how simple. I'm gonna make a copy. I just drew a gray circle, doesn't even really need a color. Command 7, clipping mask. I've isolated it. Yes, the big giant placed image is there, but I isolated it. What if I want this one? Watch this. Just from a sketch. Now I want this one. Right? Command 7. Now I have 2. All I did was isolate them using clipping mask, right? Look at this. I bring this over here, right? That's my placed image that I used earlier. Watch this. I'll show you one quick old school technique here. All right. So I'm bringing these over here. And I'm going to replace the U on this one. Watch this. I feel like doing something with a triangle, but it's not coming to me right now. Let's see. Maybe. Oh. Yeah, something's going on here. Yeah, it looks kind of something. And then guess what? Can I draw? You guys watching? New layer. Gradient circle. Watch this. Right? And that's my sketch. I didn't do anything to it except place it, right? So now I get myself a circle shape. I go to my gradients. Gradients right here. And I create a gradient on this. Oh. I want it. Oh, I'm dragging the wrong one there. I drag the red into there, right? What if I do a nice hot spot in the center? Watch, I'm gonna make this one white. Everybody watching? Okay. And then don't forget we have different blend modes on our gradient. What if I choose the center one, which gives me a radial blend? Oh yeah, there it is. That's what I wanted. Everybody watching? Check this out. This helps me blend the white better. I'll drag that one out. I'm gonna add a little yellow, almost like a fiery sun look. Everybody watching? Don't tell me you can't do this. Oh, that's kind of cool there. Everybody watching? Yes? No? All right, check this out. Remember, this is just the sketch over here. I didn't do anything but the sketch. And I place this here. Oops, sorry. and I go to my layers, I'm going to move this to the bottom layer. You're like, you hit it, Noble. Yeah, but watch. Now this one, I do a transparency. Remember, this is a straight sketch, only scanned. I didn't do anything else to, oops, I had it open. Transparency. Don't tell me you can't do this. Oh, here it is, transparency. Let's do a blend mode. Aha. That is a combination of a straight scanned sketch with just a blend mode. Look at this. I'm going to get different effects. Oh, interesting. Look at that one. I didn't even try. That's just my little scratchy circular sketch of a sun. One of these is going to give me something interesting. Oh, that's hard to see on screen. Those look like negatives. It's very hard to see up on the screen, but oh, interesting. See? Yeah, again, I'm not even trying. Don't tell me you can't do this. Don't tell me you can't experiment. Right? Again, anybody needs help, I will go and show you how to do this on your computer. Right? Doing this kind of stuff, coming up with ideas for business cards, little quick logos, you just got to want to try and do it, play around with it. I'm going to leave it at that one. That one's kind of interesting. I'll lock this, cancel, oops, save. I meant to save. Right? Don't tell me you can't do this stuff. And what's cool about this is I can change the color of the gradient at will, pretty much. I could, add a blue, right? Once you have this set up, oh, that's kind of interesting, the purple. Who says a sun has to be orange? Why can't it be green? No? Anybody? Yeah. How about a green sun? There we go. Could be on another planet. All right. So you get the idea, right? Look how quick and easy that was. All I did was do a clipping mask to my sketch and it's done, right? Same thing here. Check this out. Why can't I just copy this underneath, right? This is the other sketch of the sun. And I'm going to unlock all this stuff. I'm going to select that. I'm going to do a transparency. Again, the trick is just get something going so you can see something happening. This one's even better. This the drawing is scratchier, and then I'll leave you with one last thing here. I'm gonna actually put it on the business card. Oh, that's kind of hard to see on screen, but that one looks really cool on my computer screen. Oh, it's so hard to see. I kind of like this one, but it's kind of, what if I double it up? Let me see. Copy, paste in front. Oh, weird. Yeah. You guys can see it a little bit, right? It's kind of like yeah, it's pretty interesting. Command I, oops, cancel. There's a gradient on it? There is. It's kind of hard to see. On my screen, when you guys see the video, you'll see it. It's pretty interesting looking. Yeah. And then I'm gonna scale this one down, almost like a lunar eclipse or solar eclipse type thing. Everybody watching? And then I'm gonna do an outer glow. Check it out. Everybody watching? Stylize, outer glow. These are built-in built-in filters in Illustrator. You don't even have to try. Normal. You guys see it? Yeah, super simple. You guys will see it better on the video. Oh, bless you. Again, just depends on the blend mode. That was kind of greenish. I mean, I'm not even trying, guys, and it came out to be something, right? Is it perfect? No, but you get something going, right? You have something to work off of. You can do variations of this, right? All I did was copy it there. Oh, weird. All right. And then the last thing, everybody watching? Don't forget, we've got the new 3D stuff in Photoshop. I mean, in Illustrator. My bad. Check this out. Look at this gradient. 3D materials. Where'd it go? It's hiding. Oh, it's right here. But this is more simulated. This is not Maya. Are you using Maya yet? Oh, it's a monster, huh? That's a very tough program. But yeah, it's because you really have to understand how Maya works. No, it's a very good program. It's a monster. That's all I'm gonna say. Here it is. Oh, I found it. Okay. Don't forget, do some 3D stuff. Oh, look at how beautiful this is. Everybody watching? Don't forget, we have this built in now in Illustrator. Wow. Some awesome 3D stuff. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, that does look kind of like when you get the whatchamacallit, like a eclipse. Anyway, you get the idea. Oh, look at these colors. My goodness. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Wow. Very cool. Wow. I'm not even trying there, guys. So anyway, you get the idea, right? Okay. And then the last thing, everybody watching, I'm gonna give you this template for the card. Say you got something going. Oops. What do I do here? Oh. Oh. I'm gonna go with the simple one. I'm gonna go with this one. Everybody watching? And I'm gonna choose this one. I'm gonna group that. And I'm gonna get rid of this. And I'm gonna scale that down. Beautiful. Again, I'm doing this very quick for demonstration purposes. Huh? Group. Again, could I do something a little bit better? Sure. I'll paste this in here on its own layer. Oops, I didn't copy all of it. Sorry. Group, copy, paste. There it is. Business card. Remember, I'm going to give you this template. Oh, it's humongous. Hold on. Let's scale this down. Check this out. This probably work better with a vertical one. Everybody watching? And I'll give you a vertical one. You okay there, Tony? Huh? Yeah, I'm good. There's 2. 3.5. Getting close. Hold on. All right, I'm going to call it that's the size. Right, here's a nice vertical one. This is probably going to work better on a vertical. Oh, yeah, look already. Very nice. Start organizing your shapes, right? Do your text. Start organizing this. Now, you can also use, don't forget you have a paragraph. Where'd it go? Also, if you do right here under workspace, under window, if you select typography, it should show you your paragraph window. That one you can't open separately. I don't know why they've done it that way, but here it is. And you can choose the align center, right? To kind of centralize everything. All right. Don't forget, just like we did with our posters last time, don't be afraid to use background colors, right? If you want to do stuff like this, watch this. Look how simple we can do some colors. Oh, by the way, on this file that I'm going to give you, this template I'll post today, the red is the bleed area, right? Sometimes we need a nice color. Yeah.
We could do it horizontal like that.
Yeah, vertical. Yeah, vertical, horizontal, whatever you want. I told you guys you could. Yeah. And I know I told you guys we're only doing the front. Don't be like the afternoon junior class. Oh, why can't we do a back? I'm gonna let you, but we got to get the front done first. I want to see if everybody can fit everything on the front first. Okay. Don't worry about that. Again, you should be able to create you should be able to create I'm just using my direct select. You should be able to create a business card with just a front. Okay. And here I'm just manipulating with my direct select. One of the things I have to stress to you guys, don't overdo it with gradients. That is a typical thing. People try to do that very early on and do lots of gradients. But even stuff like this, you can just add a little bit of color by doing corners, right? Just add a little bit of interest. Use basic shapes. You could use circles. Yeah, remember, these are going to be cut out, right? I'm not saying they have to be in color, but you can do stuff like that. Remember, you can use opacity on the transparency as well. And lower that. Make it very subtle. Look at this. What if I put a sun there? Let me get rid of all these guys. Everybody looking? I don't know if you can see, but I can do very subtle things. Remember, just lowering the transparency of something, it's hard to see on screen, right? Yeah, you guys see it? All right. Oh, by the way, last thing. Like, say you own a bunch of restaurants. Did you guys know this is in American English how you call it if you own a lot of restaurants or you open a lot of restaurants? Anybody know this? I thought it was restaurant, like restaurateur, but supposedly that's the European version. But this is the American English. I didn't know this until I looked it up. This doesn't sound right to me. Anybody else? Huh? Restaurateur instead of restaurant, because you know restaurant is from the French, right? Restaurant, but it sounds weird. But I looked it up. According to the internet, it says this is the American version of, say you own like Gordon Ramsay, right? You know, you guys know who he is. So if you're an American and you have a lot of restaurants in the United States, I guess this is the correct term. Anyway, so here we could say, what could we? Apocalyptic. Is that right? Apocalyptic. How do you like that? No? 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 Anybody? What's a soothsayer? I just came up with that. I've heard it before. A soothsayer, like making predictions or something. Anyway, you guys get the idea. I'm gonna stop recording, right? This is the part where you just kind of come up with something. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Just get something going. Use some fonts and your drawings.